Hello everyone, my name is Candlecake, and this is Emmy Nem, and there's Happy Birthday, there's Funday Sundae, and there's Carabar, and there's Chocobot, and there's Alligummy. So, welcome back to the reaction for SpongeBob. Today, we are checking out for the nostalgic SpongeBob foods and candies.
Ooh, it sounds like happy birthday to you.
It's not even birthday. So, enjoy this video, everyone.
Ooh, I like the details, huh? Let's go for it, Shelly.
The SpongeBob Squarepants franchise is one of the most iconic, recognizable, and marketable brands in history. There's likely a SpongeBob version of it out there.
What is
Toys,
that?
bedding, underwear, radios, stationery, toothpaste. SpongeBob is one of the most lovable characters in existence, and Nickelodeon knows this very well.
Oh!
The world of SpongeBob goods even extends to food products. With
Oh, the food! Oh, what a beautiful treat I am. Oh, boy.
The SpongeBob Popsicle, for example, is one of my all-time favorite treats, and Gummy Krabby Patties are up there too. SpongeBob foods can be found globally as well. They're so common that it's likely most people watching this video have tried or at least seen several of these. It's quite
Oh!
there to be such a vast
Are you having any food syllabus?
makes delicious food himself.
Uh,
I think it's time we
nobody
pay
give
tribute
this
to
a
some of these
try at
delectable
home,
SpongeBob
did you?
foods from over the years.
Oh,
With all that
yes,
said,
you
let's
are.
begin.
I'm a candle submarine. I mean a cake marine.
So picture this. It's summer break and your family took you on a day trip to the beach. You're already having a pretty good time, but your heart soars the second you hear that familiar tune. Could it be? You look all around and see it, an ice cream truck. You instantly know what you have to do.
Ice
You
cream?
beg your parents to buy you your favorite treat, a SpongeBob Squarepants Popsicle. What is certainly the most famous character ice cream treat, the SpongeBob Popsicle has been a popular addition to ice cream truck lineups for many years.
Oh, that one.
Made by the original Popsicle company,
Oh.
the SpongeBob bar is a delicious
Oh,
blend of fruit
yeah.
punch and cotton candy ice topped with
Do
bubblegum
we have
eyeballs.
fun
This
these
SpongeBob is
days?
just one of many like it based off of popular characters. Though while a lot of them fade alongside the character's relevancy, this is one of the few that have stood the test of time. Sorry, Chucky Finster, but SpongeBob's got you beat. The bar was first introduced as early as 2002. What you're looking at is one of the earliest adverts given to ice cream vendors to promote the bar. Here's what the
Oh,
original wrapper
the
of the ice cream looks
SpongeBob
like. I just
merchandise,
love the original
like
look
the
of
amazing
SpongeBob products.
foods.
The use of greens complements the yellows and blues very well. The original series style guides are a treasure trove of great product design. This wrapper didn't show the bar at all, instead focusing on stock art of SpongeBob while proudly displaying the classic series logo.
Oh,
Around the early
yeah, the
2010s,
classic
that wrapper was
logo.
replaced with this current one, featuring a much
Swear, man,
smaller
it's
piece of Chocobot as the focus
delicious.
is instead on the bar itself. Definitely a
No
good
props,
design, but
no
man,
plots
I'd
or
like to see
dots.
that original one just one more time. I also find it pretty funny they decided to show the stock image of the bar on the updated wrapper, as one of the reasons this bar is so popular is because they almost never come out looking like they should. It's almost like a game to see how messed up your sponge bar can be. I once got one that had two sets of
that's
eyes, but also
weird,
got one
huh?
with the same badge that looked perfect. I guess it's a gamble. Despite its lack of quality control, on a conceptual level, the ice cream is geniusly designed, showing lots of detail in a simplistic way. Sure, SpongeBob's ears are red here, which is inaccurate, but that's because of the flavor used. And because of this, they got to show his tie. One of my favorite details is that he even has dimples, as his eyes come to a point around the edges of his mouth. They don't always come out looking the best, but the designers clearly put in a lot of time to make it look as much like
On
SpongeBob as
these
possible.
cheeks,
The
huh?
bar's character also extends to its
Nope.
wrapper, as on the back,
Just a
it has this
popsicle.
little jellyfish graphic containing fun facts about the show, dubbed silly SpongeBob stuff. This whole product just oozes fun and tastes great too. I know these gumball bars aren't
Love
for
these
everyone,
fun
but I'm gonna
facts,
be
huh?
honest, I wouldn't be surprised if I've had over 1,000 of these in my
I
lifetime.
got
Back in
you.
the day, my grandma used to come home with them all the time. After that, for a few years, it was pretty hard for me to find them, but a few years ago, a convenience store near me started stocking it, and now I see them everywhere. So now I can stock up on sponge bars whenever I please, which,
I
let's be
love
honest, is
eat
basically every
chocolate
day.
bars.
This is and forever
I
will be
mean
my
ice cream
favorite
bar.
treat and my favorite SpongeBob
The ice
franchise in
cream
general. And
bar
it seems I'm
are
not alone.
are
The bar has reached
It's a popsicle.
popularity in fact,
you
merchandise based off of it has been
are
released. In
are
2019,
exactly
the company
right.
Alpha Group Toys launched a new line of novelty SpongeBob figurines, and they went full in with the license. While some of their offerings look fairly standard, many of these highly detailed figurines are based off of popular memes or specific moments from the show, titled their Sponge Pop Culture Pants line of figures. Alpha Toys look to respect of SpongeBob fans everywhere with figures of Dabbing Squidward, SpongeGar, Surprised Patrick, and more. If nothing else, seeing that the show's memes are now a part of its own marketing is pretty interesting. The Alpha Toys release I was most excited about, however, were these. A set of 4 vinyl SpongeSicle figures, obviously based off of the SpongeBob Popsicle. There are 4 different styles to collect, all playing off of the bar's varying quality control.
That's
being based off of actual messed up ones people have found over the years.
Oh
Along with that
man,
being a
you
great
messed
concept on its
things
own,
up.
these non-edible figurines are pineapple scented and make for a great novelty gift for fans of the treat. Honestly, I wish more of these bars got this figure treatment. I'm sure it would be a complicated process, as you'd have to get the okay from not just the ice cream designers, but the actual license holders too, but a full series of figures based off of these licensed bars would be a smash hit. Plus, it would be a great way to immortalize these nostalgic designs in a way that doesn't involve keeping extremely out-of-date ice cream in your freezer. Many of these were a huge part of people's childhoods, and it's always sad when one gets discontinued. Speaking of that, you know what? Many people question why SpongeBob is still on the air, and how the brand remains so integral to pop culture even today. This Popsicle alone makes me hope he never fades from relevancy. If SpongeBob was ever canceled, that would mean this would go out of production and it would be gone forever.
Oh well.
Can we really live with that? As messed up as the world can get, as long as there's the SpongeBob bar, we'll be okay. This actually isn't the only SpongeBob ice cream product out there. Back in 2002, the company Breyers featured SpongeBob on certain releases. And if you thought the Popsicle SpongeBob looked weird, check this one out. This caramel and chocolate bar comes from Peter's Ice Cream, an Australian company. This one
Oh,
does
the
sound very tasty.
Australia.
The solid blue eyes and discolored figure is likely off-putting to many.
That
In my
one's
eyes,
creepy
nothing
out
can
this
beat the
time.
classic Sponge Bar, but it's not the only creative piece of SpongeBob food out there. Let's move on and take a look at one that I would say actually rivals its popularity.
Oh wait. It's just,
It's a universal feeling. We all wish we could try a Krabby Patty. Surprisingly, they've never made an official...
did somebody say a Krabby Patty?
Such a recognizable piece of food in your show.
I knew about that. I'm a gummy crocodile.
Gummy Krabby Patties.
Gummy Krabby Patties! Oh yes!
As a
There.
gummy candy, this is in no way a sandwich. But man, if the real thing is
Oh,
as good as these are,
that's a
you've really
gummy
got it.
wummy
Bite-sized
sandwich.
candies are made by the company Frankfurt, a well-respected candy company who produces many licensed items, with these being one of their most popular offerings. Gummy Krabby Patties have been around for a long time.
Krabby
As long as
Patties?
ice cream has. They're simple in design.
They're doing my
Those
best.
generic gummy hot dogs and hamburgers you can find in places like convenience stores. The candy has 4 layers. A squishy top bun, a more solid but still chewy piece of lettuce, a pink patty, and a bottom bun. Together, they make one of the best candies I've ever tasted. You can either eat it in one bite or enjoy each layer separately,
fun or what?
savoring the Krabby goodness. Here's a look at one of the earliest packaging styles. Each patty comes individually wrapped in a plastic tray, with the wrapping having fun SpongeBob art and designs. The candy was an instant hit, and it was so popular it's been made in various styles and variants over the
Oh
years.
my
There's, of course, the standard
word!
release, but the
That
first variant
thing
was
is
this
gotta
giant gummy
be
Krabby Patty,
Krabby
a larger sandwich you bought
Patties?
individually out of these store trays.
Not
Take a
tough
look at this
enough,
style of
huh?
packaging. It has the Nick Candy style branding, which you
The
never
Nick
see
Candy
anymore,
style,
along with seldom
huh?
seen but fitting art of SpongeBob. The Nick Candy brand was used on all Nickelodeon-themed candies for some time, but has since been phased out. Over the years, they've gotten a little crazy with these variants, but I'm all for it. For example, here's a 1-pounder Gummy Krabby Patty. Could I interest you in this Gummy Krabby Patty lollipop? A lot of these variants are made for holidays such as Christmas or Easter.
No,
Similar to other
that's
candies like Reese's, they've made Christmas
popular.
tree-shaped patties, Easter egg-shaped ones, candy corn ones, and even heart-shaped patties. These ones can often be found bundled with Valentine's Day
Alright.
for a great treat to share with your boss, your significant other, or to eat all by yourself. More traditional variants include sour patties, as well as colored ones, likely based off of patty hype. My heart will always belong to the Sponge Bar, but I think we can all agree that these are pretty dang good. Why pay hundreds for a 5-star dinner meal at a fancy restaurant when you could get a pack of these for a few bucks at your local grocery store?
Oh,
No other sandwich beats it.
stylish.
Please. 5 Guys burgers and fries? All 5 of them can sit down because they're not better than this. Now, not only is the snack pretty good, it's also left a huge cultural impact. For example, it inspired the acclaimed YouTube video Throwing a Giant Gummy Krabby Patty to the Fire, one of the all-time best videos on the site. With all the variants and styles that have existed
It's
over
melted.
this is for sure
Oh, dang, it's melted.
Kings, and it rightfully
Oh,
deserves to
come
be.
on, it's
Such
just a
simple but
gummy.
great idea for a candy,
Oh.
and thankfully, It's one that even if the SpongeBob license ever expired, Frankfurt could probably keep making them, just as generic gummy hamburgers. They're not the easiest to find, as not a ton of stores carry them, especially not the huge bags, but they're up there with my favorite candies of all time. Sour Patch Kids, mini M&Ms, and gummy Krabby Patties.
Emmy Nems! I love the M&M on my belly button.
Hey, tell me something. There's a delicious Subway food montage going on right behind me, isn't there? Yep, I can smell it. Well, that's gonna make it kind of hard to focus, but here we go.
You know, sometimes a Big Mac isn't enough to make you want to go to McDonald's. Sometimes you need an extra kick. Yeah, something like that. With the inception of the McDonald's Happy Meal, fast food and toys have become forever linked. Did you know that McDonald's is actually the largest toy distributor in the world?
Oh.
Thanks to how popular their Happy Meal toys are. With
McDonald's?
success, the idea quickly caught on. And now tons of fast food places have their own toy promotions. It really is genius marketing. Fans of the licenses will beg their parents to go to the restaurant because they want the toy, but then when they also enjoy the food, they'll become repeat customers. The first time I ever stepped foot into a Subway was to get a Phineas and Ferb toy back when they had a promotion in 2008. Cartoon fast food tie-ins are in no way unique, but SpongeBob is a series that has seen more than almost any other. It feels like there's always a promotion going on somewhere at all times. Even today, Billy's made appearances at many restaurants. When it comes to SpongeBob fast food toys, Burger King reigns supreme. In the United States, Burger King was the main fast food license holder for the show from 2001 to 2011.
Whoa.
I'm sure these commercials and toys bring back a ton of memories. In
Burger
June
King?
2001, they released their first
That's
set
a
of
good
toys,
one.
which were included in every Big Kids meal. There were
You did that!
play features that
You
allowed
said
you to use
about
them both
that.
on land and water, making for some innovative and on-brand toys. As per usual, the promotion lasted 4 weeks, and it proved to be very popular. In March of 2003, SpongeBob returned to the Big Kids meal with another set of 8 collectible toys. These were essentially a second wave of the
Big
toys. Keeping what made the
collecting.
first set so popular,
I
continuing to
knew
strengthen
about
the bond
these
between SpongeBob
Burger
and Burger King.
King
In 2004,
toys.
when the SpongeBob movie was coming out, BK really kicked it into high
SpongeBob
gear, releasing
movie,
12
that's-
toys based off the film.
That's a good
The
one.
promotion launched on November 3rd, 2004, and would last until January 3rd, 2005. Along with the 12 toys, a fully animated commercial was produced too, along with tons of promotional material. In addition to the toys and the commercials, one of the most memorable forms of advertising Burger King did for the SpongeBob movie came in the form of these. Approximately 14 feet tall SpongeBob inflatables. They were hung on top of
SpongeBob.
These were produced for the many Burger King locations.
We're up in the air!
This actually used to be a pretty common form of Burger King marketing. A similar promotion was held with these inflatable Darth Vaders, which rode atop BK locations a year later in 2005 to promote the release of Revenge of the Sith. These were real eye catchers. There was also this rather creepy looking one for
Shrek?
one for Spider-Man 2, but none are as infamous as the SpongeBob. Why is that? Well, for one reason or another, these Burger King inflatable SpongeBobs became the
Oh, they're inflatables.
I don't think he ran home to his pineapple under the sea, but one local restaurant wants
Don't
to know,
laugh at
would
me.
SpongeBob go? A 14-foot tall version of the popular cartoon character SpongeBob.
Wait, what's that?
Squarepants,
SpongeBob
at the top of Burger King
Pants?
on 21st Street in Lewiston for the last month. That is until the early morning hours
That's
yesterday.
sad.
Lewiston police say sometime before opening Tuesday morning, thieves apparently made off with the inflatable structure. LPD says the only evidence they have so far are footprints on
no.
ropes that held SpongeBob.
That's no good!
Shortly after the promotion began, BK locations in over 10 states across America began reporting that their SpongeBob inflatable
Why?
was stolen.
Why is it
He
inflatable?
was just gone. It seemed that during the night, there were groups of savage thieves who went to the restaurant not to vandalize it or anything, but to steal SpongeBob. This was a serious problem and was such a common crime, several news channels reported on it. While it was mostly treated as a joke, the balloon was valued at around $600 to $1,000, given their size, their limited production, and them being tied to a valuable brand. In fact, several of them ended up being sold online on sites like eBay for a lot of money, though I'm sure the sellers were highly questioned. One location in Minnesota received a
Kidnapping
raise
secret
related to
recipe for
Perhaps the
troll?
thieves were looking for the Krabby Patty secret.
Oh my!
It got so bad that in December of 2004, Burger King issued a statement that if any of the stolen inflatables were returned,
Oh.
the hero would receive a year's worth of weekly Whoppers.
Just move out of my way,
Who would
silly
take that
goose!
offer? Give me the inflatable SpongeBob.
Well, I'm a
This ain't no
fraud.
Alibaba
Oh.
Sponge blow up. This is the real thing. Stories about this inflatable Bob continued into the new year. February 13th, 2005. Giant SpongeBob rescued from house fire. This case occurred in Virginia. A house fire was set off in a vacant home. And
Oh
while no one
man,
was there,
firefighter.
discovered one of these stolen SpongeBobs
Oh, no.
thankfully unharmed. it's likely many of these were stolen due to their potentially high resale value, some were given back, and no serious charges were pressed on anyone from what I can see. Who would steal a balloon? It's not even Free Balloon Day. So far, we've covered some of the hard-hitting iconic SpongeBob food products. But when I said there was a SpongeBob version of everything, I meant everything. It seems it's always in any food company's top interest to put SpongeBob iconography on their packaging. For example, Kraft. SpongeBob and them go way back.
Kraft macaroni and cheese?
American dinners,
Yummy!
versions of the meal. We've got ones for Phineas and Ferb, The Fairly Odd Parents, Madagascar 3, Star Wars, and many more. But there's just something about sponge mac and cheese that's different. This one has been around for a while, and is likely one of the most
I think they're
nostalgic SpongeBob items
different.
for fans. Now this one's a classic. The SpongeBob-themed Wonderball. The Wonderball is a chocolate candy ball originally made by the company Nestle, and it was launched in the mid-90s. The gimmick of the candy is that inside the chocolate ball, there are bonuses, such as
there's
surprises. In
surprises,
1997,
huh?
the candy was pulled in fear of those bonuses being a choking hazard, but it was brought back in April of 2000. In April of 2004, Nestle sold the candy brand to the company Frankfurt, the same company that had already been doing lots of Nick-based candies.
Oh.
As such, they produced the SpongeBob Wonderball.
I know
For
it's a
some reason,
surprise.
this one has always
What
stuck
you
with me.
think
I don't
about
have the best
that?
memory when it comes to stuff from my childhood.
Ooh,
One of the few
I love
things
these
remember
surprises,
was
don't
when I
you?
was younger was when I got one of these, probably around 2006. I even still have some of the stickers that came inside of it scattered around my house. The candy was eventually discontinued yet again, but in February of 2016, Frankfurt brought it back with more new licenses. As the company obviously still has the SpongeBob license today,
Yeah,
maybe they'll
there's
eventually bring back
more.
this one.
More.
What else is there? How about fruit snacks? Tacos? Pasta? Kid cuisine meals? Cereal? Oh my gosh, the SpongeBob cereal! Not the General Mills one, though that one is still pretty good. I'm talking the original. The Kellogg's SpongeBob cereal from 2004.
Kellogg's
Complete
cereal.
with SpongeBob, Patrick, and
SpongeBob,
pineapple
Pineapple,
marshmallows.
Patrick,
When the
and
movie came out, they
wait,
re-released
what?
the cereal with a brand new
Jellyfish.
marshmallow added to the mix. After the movie, the cereal
Is
would
that what
continue to
I'm
be made for a
doing
little
to
bit
say
until
that?
tragically being
You
discontinued.
could say that
To promote
again,
the
don't
third
you?
movie, Sponge on the Run, Kellogg's is actually releasing something very similar to the original cereal. Check it out. Sponge on the Run is getting a huge marketing push with food,
Arr.
Sponge on water, and of course the original
Now
movie.
that's when I call
There
it
are
a
just so many
cereal, Mom.
unforgettable SpongeBob meals. Who could forget
Where
the SpongeBob
man?
Pop-Tarts? Viego waffles, Awesome Candies, one of my favorite candy makers, made a SpongeBob-themed 3D's Gummies pack as well. I never knew these even existed, as I was too busy getting the Mario ones. You know, a good majority of SpongeBob foods are, well, not the healthiest thing out there. Contrary to popular belief, you probably shouldn't eat an entire pack of gummy Krabby Patties in one sitting. In an attempt to make SpongeBob and Nickelodeon appear more health-conscious, some healthy foods donning the brand exist as well.
Healthy?
Apple slices, spinach, and more. No, but
All
who
these
cares about that?
SpongeBob
Just
healthy
the SpongeBob
foods, right,
lollipop.
Alligummy?
The cheese nips, dude. The cheese nips. Not even Chef Boyardee can help putting SpongeBob all over his food.
Oh.
And for the most part, I'm just covering food released in North America. The show has been dubbed into countless languages and airs in even more countries. There are so many international goods, it would be impossible to cover even
Oh,
a fraction
man,
of them.
the-
At this point,
the
you've got to wonder
international
what product
ones?
hasn't been made with SpongeBob yet.
Talk about that time.
Well, here's something that hasn't been done yet. This series is so iconic, and everyone knows what the Krusty Krab is, and that Krabby Patties taste amazing. How hasn't there been a real-life Krusty Krab location? There isn't a real-life Krusty Krab.
Is that a Krusty Krab?
Actually, no. Well, kinda. To celebrate the show's 20th anniversary, at San Diego Comic-Con in 2019, Nickelodeon constructed replicas of some of the show's most iconic locations that you can actually
Oh.
walk through.
Is
There
that
was
a
the Chum
realistic
Bucket, Mrs. Buck's
Krusty
Boating School,
Krab?
and yes, the Krusty Krab. Unfortunately, though, this wasn't
That's
a
a
real
restaurant.
It was just a small part of the Nickelodeon animation booth at the event.
that
It had lots
is
of merchandise on
cool.
display.
Love
It
these
was full of fun
shoes.
references to the show. It even had some really well done props and statues. There was even an activity where you could challenge yourself to make a non-edible Krabby Patty as fast as SpongeBob does. Yeah, no real food, but it
Oh,
sure had the
yeah.
look. Still though, it wasn't a Krusty Krab
Still got the
restaurant.
Nickelodeon stuff.
Unfortunately, a Viacom-sanctioned one has never existed. But over in Palestine, there's an unofficial one, or at least there was. Over in the Middle East, there's a Palestinian enterprising company named Salta Burgers. And on August
Salta
11th,
Burgers.
2014, they opened up
It's a
little restaurant in
restaurant.
West Bank, Palestine.
Ooh, it's a
called
Krusty
Krusty
Krab.
And, yeah, it looks the part. It's got the proper decor. The cashiers take orders in the same boat that Squidward does. The tables
That is the
it's pretty
same
spot on,
that is
which
the
is
same
surprising
restaurant for
because,
Krusty
yeah,
Krab.
This restaurant and the company these Salta burgers have absolutely
Oh,
no affiliation
yeah.
with Nickelodeon, Viacom, or anything to do officially with SpongeBob. The owners thought, hey, you know what would be a great idea? And they did it. Now, concrete info on the current state of the company is unclear, but from at least 2014 to 2016, families could enjoy dining at a restaurant just like the one in the show. The company also commissioned these, wonderful character statues that were placed around the
SpongeBob
building. I quite enjoyed this
characters.
Patrick one. There was a lovely Mr. Krabs outside the restaurant, too. They were a little unnerving, but hey, it's not the Krusty Krab if SpongeBob isn't there. You know what all of this reminds me of? These statues, especially. Have you ever heard of Storybook Glen? This is a park in Scotland, now known as the Den in the Glen. It's a place famous for its bizarre, boot-like statues, based off of famous fairy tale and pop culture characters. It's where Mr. Cha-Cha Real Smooth comes from. Copyright law doesn't scare these people, and it certainly doesn't scare Salta burgers.
Oh.
With that said, though, it's not likely they're still in operation. Little has been posted about it officially since 2015, just a year after it opened. However, there are some photos of it.
Oh, this is a statue for these SpongeBob
Some
characters.
recent Google reviews of it, but it's entirely
I'm a
possible that Salta burgers has
Carabar.
converted into a nondescript restaurant, one that isn't so obvious.
Oh, a caramel
These,
shark,
though, are a great source of photos of the
actually.
establishment. Just take a look at some of these. I'm sure those who went here will never forget the experience of eating a 3.5-star burger while being surrounded by SpongeBob the
Oh,
Car.
yeah.
Here are some extremely good images from before the restaurant opened.
Yeah, still.
showing a bleak, dilapidated building
Almost.
from before it opened its doors to the public.
I
Thank goodness
think I
these
have a
photos
good
exist.
idea what happened.
This place
This
is gone now.
this
We
is
don't
like
wanna lose
a
proof that all this
Krusty
happened.
Krab
I
with that
wonder if those
recipe.
statues still
One
exist.
just
Ah,
yet.
man. Being honest, would you dine at a place like this, knowing it's a completely unauthorized endeavor? It's a great concept, but I don't know. I guess it would be worth a visit if nothing else. You really gotta see this in
Ooh.
person. Also, while it was completely unofficial, the restaurant did have some SpongeBob merchandise for sale too, which I guess is fitting. I say hats off to Salta Burgers. This was a serious undertaking, and even though the results were a little lackluster, to set out to give fans the chance to eat at the actual Krusty Krab is admirable. While an odd story, it's not an entirely unique one. Around the world, there have been many
That's
licenses for Krusty
impossible, huh?
Krabs. Over in Indonesia, this slightly less accurate but still cool one existed. Over in Moscow in 2016, this really nice looking one opened. Look, they've got Krusty Krab pizza. This one
The
looks great.
Krusty
I really like
Krab?
the art around the
Don't
building.
you believe
There was
this?
one in Texas that was sued by Viacom. Nice. There was one in Costa Rica, and that got shut down. This one in Puerto Rico is strange, as it doesn't look anything like the one from the show, but later changed its name to make the K in Crab the proper C. Moral of the story, you probably shouldn't open a fan-run Krusty Krab restaurant. It's pretty ironic that companies would rip off a restaurant ran by a character obsessed with money.
That's why I
when
call
they
it a
simply hopes to
rip-off
get more
restaurant.
customers through their doors. Though some of them do look like
Seriously,
they had a lot of time put into them. And then there's this.
Un lugar distinto para tu paladar. Lo encontrás muy cerca tuyo. Crustáceo cascarudo, sandwichería. Encontrate con lomitos, milanesa, matambre, country burger, pizzas, supermancho.
And there you have it. A look at some of the most interesting SpongeBob food and food tie-ins. From gummy Krabby Patties, to balloon heists, to bootleg restaurants, SpongeBob has a food portfolio unlike no other. I love everything about SpongeBob and its charming world. And it's great how much of that charm is represented in these. Food is just one of the many real-world products SpongeBob has been made into. Maybe we'll take a look at more in the future. I know, it's often frowned upon just how much SpongeBob is used as a marketing juggernaut. Viacom and Nickelodeon truly squeeze what they can get out of the character. But what they do wouldn't work if the franchise wasn't one of the most likable cartoons in history. Its unique world has
I
left
really
so
love
unique, and that's gotta speak for
cartoons.
something. It looks like
SpongeBob
most of these
is
were
the
made with heart and
best.
play off of things that could only be done with the show's
Me
universe.
too.
Some of these were a huge part of the childhoods of those who grew up with them, and they deserve paying tribute to. Everyone loves SpongeBob, and everyone would love some SpongeBob mac and cheese. It's just a fact. Thankfully, many of these are still being made. So if you wanted to grab some gummy Krabby Patties, and I know you do, they're never too hard to find. I believe I can say that no other cartoon has had as many tie-ins and products as this one, and no other recent show has impacted as many lives as SpongeBob has. Looking at all of this stuff really drives that point home. There really isn't anything else like SpongeBob out there, and I'm so glad I got to grow up with these. I'll never forget having that SpongeBob Wonderball, and you know, I'll always be down for a Sponge Bar.
Well, that's about it. Some SpongeBob nostalgic foods. We'll see you next time.